Hello, a blessed morning, everyone. Um, we first would like to say thank you to the Lord Jesus Christ for this um, seminar, and I pray that the Lord would give us the strength and the wisdom that we need today in this two-day seminar on empowering science educators, mastering the arts of science investigatory projects. Yours truly, by the way, is Dr. Jomar Alaban. I am a Professor 3 and a Director for Research and Extension Publication and ISC Materials Development from the Don Mariano Marcos Memorial State University. Here, of course, in Bacnotan, La Union. And first of all, I would like to apologize because the first part of our training is um, through this pre-recorded video. But rest assured, tumawag po ako kanina kay Ma'am Nancy to explain the situation. I'm supposed to be there at probably around 8 in the morning. However, our Vice President for Research, Development, and Innovation called my attention that it is urgent, it is very important for me to be present in the office first hour in the morning because it is our ISO audit. Ano po, yun po yung challenge talaga. But rest assured, as what I mentioned, I will be there this afternoon. So ngayon lang po umaga talaga na ni-record ko to, 7:25 a.m. And the first part of the training will be just a glimpse of an activity that you can do while waiting for me. And later on, during the session proper, I will guide you through on how everyone will be empowered to do science investigatory projects. As science educators, alam natin, it is important, like it is essential and critical that we ourselves know how to uh, do science investigatory projects so that when we become advisor of these students who are conducting their science investigatory projects, ay alam natin kung ano yung dapat nilang ginagawa, and we know uh, the things, the common mistakes that students often commit, and walk them through on how to make sure that they will come up with a quality output and eventually an outcome sa kanilang science investigatory project. So, before I go further to that, again, 10 to 12 po kasi ng umaga ay ma-audit po yung publication office. I'm the Director for Research and Extension Publication. So, an external entity will come and visit our office and check the ISO documents, the standard operating procedure, and all those things. So, I must be there to explain and make sure that everything is in order. Kasi nga, the entire university might be compromised if I am absent. So, yeah, I hope you're ready, and we pray that the Lord would intervene because some of the things we're going to talk about is challenging, at talagang this will be hours of exhaustive activities and the things that you ought to learn as science educators. I'm really excited to see you face to face. And once again, I would like to apologize to Ma'am Nancy and to everyone. But rest assured, nababawi po ako. Instead of hanggang 5, maybe we can extend until 6 p.m. later if you would want. But I will make sure that every one of us would be versatile and would be able to know a lot on how to enhance and how we can improve our output science investigative projects of our students. By the way, I'm also a perennial judge of the Regional Science and Technology Fair. Actually, so December 7 on Saturday, I will be evaluating the top-notch and the best science investigatory project. Nagkaroon na kami ng initial na review ng mga investigatory projects na to, and I have noted there the things why I disapprove and why they can step forward to become a regional contender. And I also share to you these things ano po, para hindi although you have an essential result, for example, your the SIP of your student is rejected, for example, or disapproved to compete for the Regional Science and Technology Fair, is because of these reasons. Okay, so we will go through that, and maybe this afternoon, ano po, ay pwede nating tingnan yung mga bagay na yon. So there are many things, really, many facets that we can go ahead and check para to make sure na quality po yung output natin, kasi there are really some outputs that are good, but because they are not scholarly written and they are not valid and they are not reliable, the testing, the research design is flawed, we have no choice but to reject them. Okay, so kahit gaano kaganda yung kanilang naging result, may significant difference, it appears to be a breakthrough. If there's something wrong with the design, then we have to disapprove the entire thing. Sayang po yung effort ng mga bata. So we have to make sure ano po, na quality yung ating magiging output. So I'm very willing to do that. And it's just that there's simultaneous activity right now in the university. But rest assured, again, as I promised, I will be there this afternoon. Until tomorrow, you will be with me, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. If we call that fun, we're gonna have a lot of activity to cover, the many things that we have to know about science investigator projects. You may have been an advisor before. You may have been you may have tried assisting a student before. But I tell you that the research is iterative. There are so many things that evolve, so many things that that we have to consider, and we must be willing to embrace change. Okay, so ito yung ating activity this morning that I hope everyone would enjoy. Ano po? This comes in two ways. If you are a science educator right now who is presently assisting a student, if you have the SIP of your student, if that is a proposal or if that is a completed SIP, you have to have that on hand, and we're gonna work with that. Okay, we're gonna work with that, and we want to enhance, diba? We want to enhance and make sure that that the research of your student and you as the advisor or co-author is really of high quality. And there are a lot of tools right now, AI tools that we can use. And if you're going to ask me, ano po yung masasabi ko, for example, dun sa artificial intelligent tools that we use for research, well, basically, as long as you know the ethics on how to use them diligently and judiciously, then go ahead and use it. And I myself would rather, and I'm compelled to use it, because this will really help us. There are so many things that we may have in our mind, but we cannot, we don't know how to state them. Di ba? Marami tayong gustong sabihin, for example, gustong ilagay sa research natin. It's in our mind, but it's just that we are having difficulty in translating the ideas that we have in our head to become something that is tangible, something that can be read. And this is where the AI tools would come into play. So you may have tried using Chat PDF, but this is what I'm going to walk you through, and I will be expecting an output later on. Okay, so sa ngayon, ang gagawin po natin ay kapag kayo po ay science educator na may existing na ina-assist na student, ano po, if you are assisting a student, please get that SIP output that you have, and we're going to work on that. Okay, we're going to work on that, and we're going to use Chat PDF. So this is like Chat GPT and Deep AI. It is an AI tool that can help us, can walk us through. We are not going to be slave of this technology, but we're going to use them as our slave, okay, to improve our output. And yung sinasabi nga nila na challenge dito sa mga AI tools na to is that if you're going to use them, you will no longer think. Well, if you think that way, well, you are going to do it that way, but we don't want it that way. What we want to do is to make sure that we are using these AI tools the way they are supposed to use. Us being the researchers should confirm the things that we are, you know, uh, copying, the things that we are reading from these AI generated outputs and prompts. Ano po? So, I want you to get, right now, I want you to get your SIP output. At sa mga walang SIP output, we're going to tackle on that later. Pero sa mga mayroong SIP output, please bring them out. Usually naka Word po siya, di ba? Word document, because every now and then there's revision, there's things that you will ask your student to add, and so on. Okay, but essentially, if that is a completed research, you are supposed to have the abstract, di ba? You are supposed to have the introduction, methodology, research and discussion, and conclusion and references. So it is often in IMRAD format. However, for RSTF outputs, they have other things there like research plans and other forms and evidences. But for now, we will focus on the IMRAD because that's the most important part. Okay, so kapag meron kayong Word document nun, please prepare it. Okay, probably we can wait for a minute for everyone to prepare for their SIP. Make sure that you have your laptop on. Okay, make sure that you have your laptop on, and make sure that you have an internet connection. Make sure that there is an internet connection. So I'll give you 1 minute to do it. Okay, so I hope you have your science investigatory project document open. You have your internet on, and so ang next po na gagawin natin is to convert. Okay, convert this this document that we have into PDF. Okay, how do we do that? We first go to google.com. I hope you can see my screen. Okay, go to google.com. Okay, and proceed po tayo sa convert Word to PDF. We must be versatile to really use these tools that are available online, because these are essential, diba? In our work as scientists, researchers, research advisors, and consultants. So ang una pong gagawin natin is to convert our Word into PDF. Well, but before that, just a moment. Before that, I'm gonna show to you, before you convert, ano po, the first thing you have to do is to make sure that your SIP, Science Investigatory Project, has that IMRAD form. Okay, it must be in IMRAD form. The other stuff there must be excluded for the meantime, kasi ito yung pinaka-importante na bahagi. Later on, when you're going to submit, and I think you have tried submitting, and there are several perennial winners po ata ang division of San Fernando in the Regional Science and Technology Fair. So you know how it works, right? There are so many forms, there are so many things there that they put in their RSTF document. Pero yung pinakamalaga po sa amin as evaluators ay yung research study itself, which is composed of the abstract, diba? The introduction, the methodology, results and discussion, conclusion, references. So we look into this one, And of course, we have to check on the methodology, check on the results and discussion. Sadly, still a lot of SIP outputs. Ang ganda ng result pero walang discussion, and we are really compelled to disapprove this if there is no discussion. So these are the most important parts that we're gonna have. So I'm just gonna show you an example. Let's just say this is a sample SIP. I hope I can show you my screen in a little while. Okay, so this is, for example, an SIP, and we want this to be improved. Ano po? So there's a title there, there's an abstract, there's an introduction, there's a methodology, okay, methods like weighing of peaks, site selection, experimental animal housing facilities, chemical analysis, preparation of formulated feeding, water management, results and discussion, okay, feed consumption, monthly feed consumption, feed ratio, feed efficiency, and so on and so forth. There's a result and there's a conclusion. Okay, I hope you can see this screen. Okay, so this is an example of a, let's just say, an investigatory project, a research, experimental research. And that is one thing that is that I appreciate on science investigatory projects. Some would say this is just a work of a high school student, but actually experimental researches are one of the most crucial research because it generates breakthrough. Ano po? They are in a way can be can be something that is greater of value than just simply descriptive research. Kasi experimental yan. And most science investigator projects are using through experimental design. There are control groups and there are treatment groups. So they put a certain variable, they control the parameter to determine if this would affect the output. So it is important. I mean, science investigatory project is not just a work of a student. It is important, and even they can even be published. A lot of them can be published if they are written properly. Okay? So, for example, ito po yung ating output for now. Papasilin natin, meron na tayong IMRAD because you started with the abstract, you have introduction, you have methodology, you have results and discussion, conclusion, and references. Okay? But we know that there's no perfect output. There's always something that can be, improved. Okay, and that is what we want, diba? For example, if we are going to scan through this output, abstract usually is just written in one paragraph. In an international setting, hindi ka makakita ng iba't ibang paragraphs. Okay, usually isang paragraph lang yan. But there are some that are high impact factor journals that because of the extensive study they have like a few paragraphs. Pero in general it is just written in one paragraph. Okay, and other things, if you go through and read through this, it appears that the statements are broken. So it is another thing that we evaluate as judges and evaluators of research. I'm also an international peer reviewer of journals in Springer Nature, for example, in the Philippine Agricultural Scientist, and in other international journals, and we really make sure that the paper is written properly. Ano po? Okay, so what are the things that can be improved? For example, in the first paragraph, the first question we are supposed to ask, meron bang basis yung statement na yan, or is that just coming from your head, or do you have a basis? Usually research must have a basis. That's why there are citations. You want to establish your gap, the problem you want to address by putting references together, that would tell you the same problem. Okay, that there's really a problem. and that through these references you are telling your audience and your readers that there's really a problem that we want to address. Okay, so these are just some things. Hindi pa to yung activity natin. Ano po? I'm just trying to give you a glimpse on how we check on these research types of research and science investigatory project in a mind of an evaluator. Okay, so since because we have been doing this for many years and for many different research, it's very easy for us to determine what is lacking. For example, in the methodology, in an experimental research, it always starts with the research design. You tell the approach. How did you conduct the experimental design? Is it a true experimental approach? Did you perform RCBD? So these are what is your basis of using this kind of design for your research? Is it appropriate? Are your sample size appropriate? These things are actually included in our evaluation. So yun yung tatakbo kagad sa utak namin pag nakita namin itong ganitong klaseng output. Okay? And then if this is your treatment groups, you have to explain further why do you think you have this kind of formulation, diba? And what is your basis of having this kind of formulation? So these things must be established. Okay, these things must be established. So our activity this morning is we are going to use a tool that is available and it's free. There's a free version. It's called the Chat PDF. We're going to ask AI how this research can be improved, and through the suggestion of AI of Chat PDF, we are going to enhance our research outputs. Okay, so ganun lang muna ang gagawin natin, but of course don't forget to save an original copy of your original work and how it was enhanced using your Chat PDF. Okay, so Chat PDF is an AI tool that is used by researchers, wherein any PDF, scientific PDF that you upload in their website, they're going to read through it in split seconds and then suggest ways on how to improve the paper. Okay, so for 2 hours from 10 to 12 while waiting for me, please bear with me and bear with the situation, but rest assured that I will walk you through on how this thing really works. Okay, there are so many things I'm going to talk to you about this afternoon. So this is just one big thing that you must know. Kasi nga sometimes even advisors that are having difficulty, it appears that the research of my student is well written already and there's nothing else I can suggest. Well, why don't you ask an artificially intelligent person? I mean, it's not an actual person, but it is artificial intelligence. They have a lot of things to say and suggestions that you can actually put together so that your article can be improved. So we cannot put this in Chat PDF because it's not in PDF. So the first thing you have to do is to save file. Okay, we have to enable editing first, and then we have to click on File, Save As. Okay, put it on your desktop, and then click on Save as PDF. Oh, you did not see that part. Nag-block yung screen ninyo. Pero now I have the PDF copy. Okay, so the first thing you have to do is to have that PDF copy. Okay, now the next thing, I'm just gonna show you my screen. The next thing you have to do is to go to Chat PDF. Okay, sabi dito, join millions of students, researchers, and professionals to instantly answer questions and understand research with AI. Okay, so this is actually a very useful tool. If it is used judiciously, it can really revolutionize. It's a life-changing experience for researchers because there's someone who can help you in improving your science investigatory project. Okay, so just click on Upload PDF, and then click on the PDF copy of your IMRAD formatted Science Investigator project and upload it here. Okay, wait. Sabi niya meron na daw ano. Okay. So nandito rin siya. Performance, yan. So this is the paper, performance of Philippine native pigs supplemented with ensiled pongapong. Okay, so this is the paper that we are looking for, that we have been reading and checking, scanning earlier. Okay, so how do you improve it using Chat PDF? Well, the first thing you can do is just ask any questions. I hope you can see it here on the right side. Okay, for example, you can ask in general, like for example, summarize how the article can be improved. So just type it like that. I'll just move my video. Okay, I hope you can still see my screen. Nag-error sa aking pre-recorded live streaming. Just wait a second. Okay. Yung mga previous prompts na lang ang ipapakita ko sa inyo, ano. So pagka-upload niyo nung PDF na research science investigator project, on the right side it will give you a welcome remarks. Hello and welcome. We're excited to share insights from our study on the performance Philippine yada yada. Okay? Tapos it will ask you what do you want to do with this what do you want to do with this PDF that you have uploaded, diba? So there are so many things, diba? What we want to do as research science educators and researchers is that we want to improve the article. Okay, so we begin to ask questions. You can ask an overview on how this can be improved, but it's better to ask a specific question on how every part of the article can be improved. For example, ang tinanong ko is critique the article, peer review, and evaluate it. And then it will start to provide an overview on what the things that must be considered, like the clarity. Okay, just wait for a second. Hindi siya nagsisync eh. Okay, the clarity and structure, methodology, results, discussion. So there are strengths and weaknesses that it has provided. Therefore, you can actually focus on the weaknesses and then address these weaknesses. Okay, and then basically now you have an overview on what AI is trying to say, so you can address these things. And before you address this, you can specifically point the artificial intelligence into the different sections of your paper and suggest how this can be improved. So that is the next thing that you can do. For example, find out the weakness of the article's abstract. Diba? Find out the weakness of the article abstract. I hope you can see that part there. Okay, so it will suggest again things to do on how the abstract can be improved. For example, the weakness, the abstract may lack clarity in conveying the main objectives. Diba? Conciseness, may problema sa conciseness. An effective abstract should be concise, summarizing the key points without unnecessary detail. If the abstract includes excessive background information or technical jargon without clear definition, it may detract from the main message. So essentially, there must be an inter message you want to point out. Diba? Yeah, you may have several statements, but the breakthrough is there. You want to point the readers to that breakthrough. And so therefore, this is what you're supposed to emphasize. Because if you put a lot of introduction in your abstract, they might get too excited in the introduction, but they did not get really the whole point of the abstract. What exactly did you do? And what exactly did you discover? And you can go through the different sections again. How can the introduction be improved, diba? Begin with a clear and concise statement of the study's purpose. Yan. So basically, you will be guided by the AI on what is lacking according to the data that is available. What is lacking, how this can be improved. Okay. So after answering, asking A about these questions, now the next thing you have to do is kung ano yung specific na suggestion niya, you can actually use it, copy paste the statement, and then put can you help, for example, the improvement that the AI is asking to improve the introduction is begin with a clear and concise statement of the study's purpose. This should explicitly outline what the research aims to achieve, such as evaluating the effectiveness of fermented pongapong as feed supplement for native pigs. The next thing you can do is actually to copy paste this and then help me in production by clear and